could do it all over again, there'd be no wish I woulds or should have beens. Spend that time with my family and friends.
Cool. So now we are live. It's weird that it
Great.
says live. It's never said live before. That must be a new update. Or maybe I'm
Hello.
streaming everywhere.
Ah!
New York Times Square. This is Brian. How exciting for you. I don't think it's that, but no promises. I was really excited that you accepted my invitation to be on this show. We
Yeah,
have
thank you.
been in each other's worlds for almost a year now.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
I
Last
think.
August you found me. Yeah.
Yeah,
hmm
yeah.
hmm
So almost a year I've known you.
Yep.
Most of our conversations are me brain dumping
Sure.
and really sharing things that I want in a book. So I was
Yeah.
very excited to put you on the other end of things
Yeah.
and really make you feel like you're under the
Oh,
microscope in the best of ways
yeah.
with your storytelling. So I thought, why not start this off with the most obvious question is tell me why you're so passionate about storytelling
hmm
and maybe when you realized that stories can change lives.
Yeah, I think I've been thinking about this a lot over the years, as I went through my sales career, which I did for 20 plus years, and then got into ghostwriting stuff, the writing of the books, publishing, etc. And because I get asked this a lot, why do you care so much about storytelling? Why does this matter so much? Um, I think it started with my grandpa, honestly, when I was a very young, very impressionable young South Indian boy. We would go to India every 2 to 3 years for summer vacation. So my parents, even to this day, it's very important for them to know that they did a good job with my sister and I knowing where we came from, knowing our culture, knowing our people, the struggle that it took to come to America and build this new life. My sister and I were born in America, but it took a lot, for my parents to come here. It wasn't just like, here's your plane ticket. All right, we're going to get on Delta. We're
Sure.
going to America, and then now we're millionaires. Isn't that amazing? No,
Yeah.
there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into that. So, yeah, my grandpa, he was a teacher at the local school. I think it was high school, if I'm not misquoting or misspeaking. Um, but he was a dynamic storyteller. I mean, he would just reel you in, man. And it was, I kind of missed the boat when I was a kid because I was there for the entertainment, and I love my grandpa. That was like my best friend, and so whatever. I was listening to the stories, like, oh my God, that was amazing. That was so much fun. Let's go for a walk, Grandpa. Let's do this. Let's do that. But the stories typically always had a moral of the story. He was trying to educate me about our culture. So he'd be talking about different like festivals and parades and
Yeah.
the animals in the zoo and how he grew up and his parents and things that him and my mom went through and etc. We talk
Yeah.
about Gandhi. We talk about this and India's independence. Yeah, he was teaching me because it was fun. He'd get you in and keep you there and hold your attention, and then you always walked away better for it. And over the years, I realized, oh my God, did I learn so much? And then as I got older, I got exposed to more and more people who, sadly, huge parts of their stories were suppressed, um, and they weren't encouraged to share them,
Yeah.
and they didn't feel like their stories really mattered, whether it was something really serious, traumatic, etc., or something really positive, a big win, or something in between. They were made to feel smaller, shrink, be a little bit more quiet, take up a little bit less space. That really pisses me off, you know,
Yeah.
if I can speak freely. And I just, I don't know. I didn't get into ghostwriting necessarily to honor my grandpa. I just love the work, and I love the people. But the more and more I think about it, longer I do this, and um, man, the more I just reflect on it,
Yeah.
it's nice because I feel like I am honoring him, and I am going back to my roots.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I just love it so much.
That was such an unexpected answer.
Yeah.
Thank you for
So I
sharing.
get a little emotional just thinking about it, because my
Yeah.
grandpa's like, he passed away a long time ago, but I still like think
Mm.
about him all the time.
Yeah. I
So
did not know that about you, so that's so special.
yeah.
We've pretty much messed up every serious question I was going to ask you.
That's fine.
So
That's fine.
special, for him to have such an impact in a not obvious way, and to show you pride in your culture, but also pride in how your parents got here, what they went through. That's really, really special. When, why do you think people hesitate to tell their stories?
God, I think we live in a world. I think
I mean, how much time do you have, right?
how how long do I have to stand on this soapbox for?
Yeah, I just want to keep making you tear up a little bit.
Yeah, well, mission accomplished. God, I told myself I was going to cry today, and here we are.
That's
If I'm not crying
okay.
for strangers on the Instagram reels, I'm crying on podcasts. So that's
You can
great.
cry for me. This is a safe space. I realized when I met you almost a year ago, I was hungry to tell my story, and my reasons for wanting to share weren't obvious then. They weren't obvious until you sent me the full manuscript, like 2 weeks ago, which I am working on. I am working on it. And now
Yeah,
I realize why you were like, I can give you a deadline, but I'm telling you, you're going to be the one that's going to hold it up.
I told you,
When
man. I told
you
you.
do.
Yep, I've done
um,
this enough.
yeah,
Yep.
you know
Hmm.
the things. When
Yep.
I reached out to you and wanted to share my story, it was purely from a business perspective. It was how can this leverage my business, but then also from a personal standpoint, I have some words to get out. Not one time did I hesitate to tell the story.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious if you've ever approached anyone or spoken to anyone and said, you should really write a book. And if their response was, I couldn't, no.
All the time.
Really?
All the time. I mean, again, we live in a world where I don't have enough followers. I don't make enough money compared to this person. My job's not that cool. My job title is not fancy enough. My business isn't earning 300 plus $1,000 of revenue a year. I'm not a influencer. I hear I'm just a mom. I'm just a,
Hmm.
right? Can't stand that. Because again, that's what a lot of times like society tells us is that you're just a business owner, you're just a dad, you're just a stay-at-home dad, just a stay-at-home mom, whatever. Insert your role right here in these little brackets, right? And just stay in that box. And so all the time people tell me, I don't know if this story's going to matter. I don't know if it's going to help anybody. And I can promise you, this is what I say, I can promise you it will help at least one person. Because when I was going through my ups and downs, not just in my entrepreneurial journey, but in my sales career, just in my childhood, different things I dealt with. We all deal with at different
Sure.
points, right?
Yeah.
It's part of the human experience. And I know when I share bits and pieces of that with certain people who are from a different culture, a different part of the country, different part of the world, because I meet so many people, like, oh my God, huh, I went through something similar. Or,
Mhm.
huh, I went through something kind of parallel to that, but I never thought about the person on the other side of the table and like how that situation that I went through affected them. And
Mhm.
oh wow, you're them because you're the same culture, similar parents, similar upbringing. Oh my God, I never thought about that. Whoa. And I was like, that's the power of stories. I know we hear stories sell, stories bring us more clients. It's the story of the business, right? Da 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 da. But again, stories bring people together, and I am very much in the people business. I'm not in the I tell you like I'm not in the book business. I'm in the Ashley Chamberlain business right now. It's just me and Ashley. We're talking about her book, but I'm so passionate about getting to know Ashley and Richard and Finn and Brody and her parents and all these people that matter to her. And then I do this block that is the ice sculpture, which
Yeah.
is her life, all the things she's telling me and my team. And then I do, me and the team do what we're amazing at, which is chisel away and make it as beautiful as we possibly can so that it matches the vision that Ashley didn't even know she had.
Yeah.
But ta-da! And that's because I care about Ashley. I don't care as much about the book. The book's going to be fantastic, but I got to build the relationship with Ashley first before this amazing book can come to fruition, right? If that
Yeah.
makes sense. But I'm in the people business, you know.
100%.
Hmm.
people want to work with people, but
Yeah.
more importantly, they want to work with people they trust.
Yeah.
And the more you allow them to talk about themselves,
Yep.
shockingly, the more they trust you, um,
Sure.
which I found. So,
Sure.
speaking of people's stories,
Mhm.
you did not know you were going to be doing what you're doing today 10, 20 years ago.
No.
Was a, it
No.
was a series of happenings, in my opinion, and I
Yeah.
I want you to take me back, like I don't
Mhm.
already know some of this stuff,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
talk to me about what teenage Brian was like.
Oh
I bet he
man.
was so sweet. He was just a little sweet pie.
I was capable of being a sweetie pie, sure. Thank you for giving me the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
Yes, I appreciate that. I know you know this about me, but teenage Brian was a rebel without a cause, man. If my parents told me to do this thing this way, I was like,
Mhm.
cool. What's the opposite of that?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do this thing. Why?
Thrilled
I
your
think,
parents, I'm sure.
yeah, I think I have always, in my own way, found a way to fit in with people. And I'd attract all these different kinds of people, especially as a teenager, when I got past the bullying that I was subjected to in junior high, which was horrific. I'm laughing about it. It wasn't
Oh,
funny at the time. It was horrific.
middle school's
Uh,
just rough. I think all
just,
around for everybody.
just the worst, man. Just the worst. I can laugh about it now. I'm a grown man.
Yeah,
We're fine.
yeah, we're
I've done the
okay.
work. Yeah, I'm okay. We've done the work to heal from that. It's fine.
Yeah.
But junior high, Brian, very low self-esteem, didn't
Mhm.
like myself, didn't like the way I looked. Everybody made fun of me about this or that, or
Sure.
you name it. High school, Brian was like, cool. All right, so all these people here, how can I be different? How can I create a new identity, so to speak? And it became all about, and this is in my book that I'm working on, P.S. It became like this whole shameless plug. Buy my book.
Love it. I
It's,
did a little period clap for you.
thank you. It's going to be called The Unchosen One, From Lemonade Stands to Six-Figure Entrepreneur. And it's
Gosh,
going to be, it's
long
going to be
name.
awesome. Yeah, thank you. Well, the subtitle is From
Okay.
Lemonade Stands to Six-Figure Entrepreneur, but the title is just The
Love
Unchosen
it.
One.
Looking forward.
Thank you. And that's kind of how I felt for most of my life, the unchosen one, right? In high school, yeah, I attracted all these different people. I seemed to be friends with everybody, the athletes, the 4.0 kids, and everything in between, the freaks, the goths, the
Yeah.
skateboarders, all these, I was cool with all of them. I didn't care. I didn't care about any of that stuff. And so over the years, I realized that I was definitely never like the most book smart person, um, but I was really good at finding the people I need that could help me solve the challenges that I had
Yep.
because I was nice to them
Yeah.
and I was friendly and, and I liked getting to know them.
Hmm.
I'm a genuine person. I am not getting to know them because I want something from them or I'm going to manipulate them somehow and try to find a way to take something from them. Just like people. I just like people. I'm a simple person, and that was kind of the biggest solution to a lot of my problems is make
Surround you.
friends. Yeah, man. Surround yourself with the right people. Make friends with the right person. Um, get outside of your comfort zone. And before I know it, I started becoming the person where it's like, oh my God, I know this person. They mentioned
Mhm.
this and this, that they're kind of struggling with this. I got a
Yep.
friend who can help.
Master connector.
I
Yep.
got a friend who can help. And so then the entrepreneurial thing came up and it's like, okay, networking. I know Ashley.
Mhm.
Ashley does bookkeeping. Wait a minute. My buddy the other day asked if he's struggling with his books. Here we go.
Yeah.
But it's just 20 years ago, Brian, flash forward into business Brian. And it's not just about making friends, but it's about doing really good things for really good people that I genuinely care about. Um,
Love that.
that's
Yeah.
all,
And you probably wouldn't have thought as a teenager that that skill would be something you could monetize on
No,
years
dude.
later.
No.
Um, and you definitely didn't go straight from teenager to owning businesses.
No.
While I have seen it done before, it's very rare.
Yeah.
So you mentioned a background in sales. I have been told, and you probably could speak eloquently about this because I know
Mhm.
sales is a big part of
Yeah,
your company. You
yeah,
help with sales, you do all the sales things. I hate sales, which most people probably say. But I
yep,
have been told that sales is essentially storytelling.
yeah,
What's your, is it? Yeah, okay.
yeah.
What's your response to that?
Yeah, I think I was really blessed. My quote unquote first sales job was when I was 17. Was a cashier at a smaller company that was called CompUSA. And after about, I forgot how many months I was in that role, we had to sell extended warranties for our tech products. It was a technology store. We had computers and laptops and printers, da 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 da. And I got really good at that because I had some decent training from our, front end lead. And one of my friends from high school, he was working with us. So he trained me. He's like, here's kind of what I say, man. Here's kind of my pitch. It seems to be working. Try it. And so I kind of, did a variety of that pitch variation and did my
Mhm.
own thing. And it was working. And I learned. And I was like, this is really cool. And we get little spiffs
Yeah.
from the warranties we were earning, or sorry, selling. And I earned a promotion. And I think it might have taken me 8, 9 months or so to get promoted to the sales floor. So now
Mm.
I'm a real salesperson.
Yeah, you are.
And Ashley, so now I'm 18. And Ashley, when I tell you, couldn't have possibly asked for a better mentor than the one I got. His name is John Jordan. He's also going to be in my book. I've mentioned him quite a bit in there because he made such a huge influence on me. And one of the things, he was our assistant store manager, my direct boss. And one of the things he would encourage me to do is read books. One of the first ones he recommended was Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't a reader at the time. I was like, I'm not a nerd. What are you going to read?
Reading, loser.
Reading? Loser!
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, you're going to be broke. Right? Do you
That's
want to
hilarious.
do you want to do well here or not, man? And I was like,
Yeah.
what the F does reading have to do with sales? He's like, stories, man,
Mm.
lessons, listening to people. Strangers are going to come in through that door and through that vestibule and walk around this store, which is kind of like our second home because we work so much.
Right.
Strangers. And our job is to build a connection with them and
Mm.
genuinely care about them and get them to allow us to do our job by
Yeah.
trusting us and talking to us and telling us how we can help them. And then we do our job and we help them. This is not easy. You think selling your little warranties on those tech products, that was easy.
Yeah.
What we're doing here, this is very challenging work, but I promise you, if you get good at storytelling and listening and building relationships and caring about people, being a good person, man, you can actually build a nice life for yourself. You can.
Yeah.
And God, no one's ever said that to me up until then. Um, and I believed him. I was all in. Okay, fine. What book? Okay, read this. Read Atlas Shrugged. Read this. Okay, got it. Then we'd have discussions in the break room about it. Hey,
Yeah.
what did you learn? Okay, let's break it down. And then he'd watch how I would interact with certain customers, and he'd give me like feedback, over at the side, and be like, "That was great.
What a
You
gem.
talked to the kids. Yeah, he was amazing. You
Mm.
talked to the kids. You built good rapport with the dad. You found out they're from the Middle East. You even asked what part of the Middle East. They told you Iraq. You learned about their language. You learned some. None of that stuff had anything to do with the laptop they were looking at.
Yeah.
But you see what you did there? You went like 4 levels above and beyond what they probably expected when they walked in, and
Yeah.
they bought from you, and then 2 weeks later they might refer their uncle or their brother. This happened. Uncle or brother, like, oh my God, John, you're not gonna believe this. This was so and so's uncle. You remember from 2 weeks ago, the people from Iraq? And he's like,
There it
do you
is.
see how this works, dude? Do you see how this works? I was like, oh my God, I might be able to have a decent life after all. Like I might actually, I,
Yeah.
I,
I'm
I
gonna be
might be
okay.
okay. I won't be. I won't be picking up trash. My dad's famous
Mm.
line, because I wasn't a very good student for a long time, and my dad, being my dad, God bless him, he said, "Dude, if you don't start making better decisions and work harder in school and do better there, you're going to be on the back of one of those garbage trucks picking up people's trash." And
Right.
he said it.
Well, they be making good money. Have you seen what they make these days?
It doesn't. It
Excuse
doesn't matter. It
me.
doesn't matter.
But yes, your dad was using that as a way to say if you don't get it together, you're going to be picking up garbage. That was
You
the
are not.
aspirations he
You
had.
are not. Yeah, you're not going to be a respected figure in this society You're not going to be doing something you enjoy and smell like garbage all day. It doesn't matter if I was making 200 grand a year doing that. It's not about the money. It's just,
Yeah.
is that the life you want? Because seriously, like, get your stuff together, dude. This is not okay. And so finally, when another grown man tells you that, hey, no, you're not going to be a garbage man.
Mhm.
No. You are smart. You can do this. Just kind of dial it in a little bit, right? Sharpen your skills and stay patient and stay in the game long enough so you can get really good at this sales thing. And so
Yeah.
here we are. We're doing sales training. I do a lot with business consulting books. Yes, of course. That's a piece of it. But
Yeah.
connecting people with premium speaking opportunities, press releases, like,
Love it.
again, a lot of the friendships I've made, right? I'm not the one personally doing all of these things, but I know somebody that can help.
Mhm.
I'm a good person, they're a good person. So a lot of times people say, okay, I really like Brian, I trust who he sends my way. Let's see what we can do here, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I
sales,
love
make
that. It's
making
all
friends.
skills and
Hmm.
storytelling.
Yep.
Why do you think storytelling is one of the most effective marketing tools? So we're taking your story, just the story you just said,
Yeah.
from the listener's perspective. There was relatability, there
Yeah.
was a journey, and there was a
Yeah.
positive outcome. So when you're training people in these sales trainings or
Hmm.
calls or things of that nature, why would what would you tell them when it comes to storytelling and marketing?
Easy. I think, I hear you probably do too, Ashley. This whole thing with AI, right? It's, oh my God, AI, it's coming for our jobs. It's doing this. It's so
Yeah.
scary. It's so overwhelming. Can't
Yeah.
AI just write my book? Can't AI just teach me this thing? Sure. Yeah, dude. Um, sorry, I can't help but laugh. Um,
Yeah.
I think I think storytelling and being relatable and being authentic, which I know you're so big on, one of our vibes, right, of why we get along so well. Um, it is even more crucial nowadays, and it will continue to be even more crucial in this age of AI. I love AI. I love technology. My God, my life is so much easier now doing the ghostwriting, doing the consulting, doing the research, the
Mhm.
client brain building, the persona building, all this stuff. Uh, I can automate so many things. I can speed up so many things. We can work at such a more aggressive, rapid pace now than I could 3, 4 years ago before we had all these tools, right? So
Yeah.
I'm not a miser. I use these things. I do. I use these
That's
things.
tools. Yeah.
Yes, they're tools. Yes,
Mhm.
and they're there for us to hopefully benefit from. But the stories, you said it, the stories build relatability. They're human. They show that I am not your traditional ghostwriter or business consultant. I am not just here to say, okay, let's figure out what's wrong with your business, Ashley, and I know how to fix it. This is the bottleneck. Here's the solution. That'll be $10,000.
Right.
Invoice paid. Cool. You got what you needed out of me. You've paid for the service. Next time you need something, let me know. I'll send an invoice, right? And we'll have a call and da 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 da. That's how most people get treated. I'm very aware of that. The stories show that not only am I a real person, so are you. So is this person. So we've
Mhm.
been through certain things where, oh my God, I feel more comfortable being on this journey with you, whatever that journey is.
Yeah.
Um, and I trust that you'll do the right thing, not because your AI generated social media post that
Yeah.
I saw on Facebook said that you're a good person and
Right.
that you're really good at what you do and that I should hire you.
Chat
And
said I'm good at it. You should believe it. You know?
and click on my meeting link right here and you can
Yeah.
schedule with me. Come
Yeah.
on, man. I think what we're doing right here when this thing goes live, people can watch any snippet of these reels or these videos and probably get more value out of it and learn more about me and feel more comfortable with me than
Yeah.
50 AI generated posts I could make. These little moments I'm having with you, all
Yeah.
we're doing is telling stories and just being people, being here together. Um, that's why it sells. That's why it's effective because people want to feel like they're not a part of just a machine, that
Mm.
that they're actually kind of in this thing together, in a community. That's how I try to make all my clients feel that we're all kind of here together, doing some cool stuff.
And I love
So,
that because
hmm
that's a great segue into my next question. Um, really, the process of what it's like to work with a ghostwriter. So,
yeah,
um, I think most people have imagined themselves writing some sort of book.
Sure.
Maybe I'm completely disconnected with the whole world. I did tell you I work in my basement. I don't see sunlight most of the day. However, even as a small child, you are
Hmm.
encouraged to write stories. You're encouraged to draw. Your mind starts thinking, what if? And once you
Yeah.
become an adult and you are a W-2 or an entrepreneur, you start pushing those dreams to the side because you
Yeah.
think there's no way.
Yeah.
Not only, I don't know how I could put all my thoughts together, but who has the time? That time is the biggest
Yep.
obstacle. At least it
Yep.
was for me. I could
Yep.
not imagine when I would take time to type everything out. So
Right.
I'd like to talk about the process and I'd
Yeah.
like to, kind of pull the curtain of what it is really like. So
Yeah.
it feels like, oh my gosh, it's going to take years to write a book. You get with a ghostwriter named
Hmm.
Brian,
Hmm.
and Brian says, I want to schedule a call to just ask you questions. You have no idea what kind of questions these are going to be because at this point, all you've told Brian is, I think I want to write somewhat of a memoir, but I'm not really sure. And
Yep.
you're really nervous. But
Yep.
then by call 4 or 5, you look
Yep.
forward to sharing stories with Brian.
Yeah.
Brian takes these stories and it feels like, from the client's perspective, a well oiled machine because I have
Yeah.
no idea how I answered your questions or what I even said until you
Yep.
sent me, hey, this is chapter 3. What do you think? And I'm like, oh my God, what in the world? How'd you get all that?
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
someone has an idea and they think, I could use it for business, I might just want to get my words out. What's the
Mhm.
first step when it comes to the process of working with a ghostwriter?
I think the first step is, and it's a big part of my job, lasering in on what you feel the mission and vision of that book should be, right? That's important. You
Yeah.
might have 10 amazing life events that happen to you, and maybe some not so great ones that you want to
Yeah.
shine a spotlight on, right? I don't know. Um, but what is the core message and the core theme of this book? Let's figure that out, right? Because then from there, then I can understand a little bit better, okay, what questions do I need to curate in my mind, in my subconscious to articulate to Ashley of, cool, like tell me more about that, right? Just kind of word vomit. It's totally fine. I'm used to this. It's fine. Um, and let me build on that because from there we can understand, okay, now how can we get a transformational book outline created from that, right? And you saw that. Okay, Ashley, here's what I think the title could be. A couple variations. Here's what I think for the subtitle. A couple variations. Here's the chapter outline, right? Key points that you mentioned, little sub talking points. This can be. I'm sure I use this example. I use it all the time because everybody always gets it, right away. Um, the book outline ends up acting as a GPS system, right? We know we want an awesome book. Cool. How in the world do we get to that location?
Yeah.
Follow the roadmap, right? We follow the GPS coordinates and then ta-da! And it's okay if some construction happens. It's okay if we have to take a detour. It's okay if you go through some stuff with Brody or Finn or Richard or mom or dad or whoever while you're working with me. We can adjust. We can
Yes.
adjust the coordinates. It's fine.
A lot of adjusting.
It's totally fine. Me too, man. Life,
Yeah.
life is life should be flexible. We should be flexible too, right? And so we make our adjustments. Okay, we got a new roadmap in. Ta-da! We're gonna get over there safely. Still, it's gonna be fine. It's not gonna take us 2 or 3 years. My God, who has that much time?
Nobody. And
We
that's what
will condense it.
holds people back, I
Yep,
think. It
yep.
does not
We will
take
condense it. Yeah, we will condense it. It'll take a fraction of that time, um, and it'll be done really well. It'll be your words, not
yes.
mine. You're the star of the show. I say that all the time too. It's your book, not Brian's book, so it's all about you. And it's fun, man. At least it is with me and my team. The conversations are fluid. Everybody, a lot of people would say, "My God, it's like talking to my therapist."
It did
It's a
feel
safe
like
space, right?
that.
It's a safe space. No judgment. Unlike your therapist, but typically, I'm an open book too. I share stuff about myself where you're like, oh my God, okay, thank you for saying that. I don't feel so alone. I
Yeah.
didn't know if that would be relevant for the book, but it's nice to know you went through something similar. Okay, wow. Okay. And then what happens? You turn the faucet a little bit more. You
Mhm.
let more of those similar ideas come out because you're like, okay, this dude gets it. This
Yeah.
dude gets me, right? That's what I want. That's part of being a ghostwriter too. Is if the client doesn't feel comfortable being honest with you and sharing all the dirty stuff, clean stuff, fun things, terrible things, everything in between,
Yeah.
this book is not gonna. It's not gonna be what they want, and they won't realize it until I've already written the stuff that apparently they didn't want because they didn't share everything with me, right? So,
Yeah. I do think sometimes people think I'm gonna write a memoir and I'm gonna point out all those people in my life that wronged me.
sure,
And
yeah,
I do think I went in with that mindset a little bit. But then once you sent me back the manuscript to
hmm
read over it, I came back to you and I was like, I actually don't want to say those things. And so
yep,
it was very healing
yep,
for me to get the words out,
yep,
and then to read them back and with no judgment.
yep,
So even though I thought I'm gonna list this person, and they're gonna read this book and they're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Ashley, that I wronged you. I read your book," but reading it back after you wrote it was very healing,
yep,
and it helped me feel seen and
yep,
be able to move through.
yep.
So I imagine, or maybe I'm the only one, and you can just tell me I'm really special, that a lot of people feel that way when
Yeah,
writing these books with you, when you
yeah,
are their soundboard and you're
yeah.
not telling people how to feel, you're not telling people what to say, how to say it,
Nope.
you're just asking the right questions.
Yep.
That storytelling can become a tool for healing.
100%. 100%. I would love to elaborate on this and shine a spotlight on it for just a moment because I think it's one of the things a lot of people don't think about if they even think about ever using a ghostwriter or talking to someone like me, for their book or what have you. Um, it goes both ways, right? Not only do you heal from it, and this client who was talking about some of the nastiness she went through with her dad or her mom or the alcohol abuse in their family or whatever. I've learned about so many things,
Yeah.
so many things. Um, it goes both ways. And again, I didn't become a premium ghostwriter because I wanted to heal. I I didn't think that came with the job. I didn't. I just wanted to capture people's cool stories and help them and get them out there into the world because I'm so passionate about it. But as you or any client talk to me about their upbringing, their culture, this and that, I can't help but think of my own parents. I can't help but think about my own life. I started talking about my grandpa. I started getting teary eyed about that, because the conversation is relevant to that. And so I get to go on a healing journey too. I get to learn more about how this person built $1 million business from nothing,
Yeah.
right? Nothing but a dream and a credit card. Crazy. I've written
Yeah.
about that too. And I get to learn about Ashley and some of her lessons and her amazing business now. And, the barbershop she just bought and this. Oh my God, how did she do that? Tell me more. And
Yeah.
I'm, I am sitting at the table. I have the best seat in the house. I am learning to me, the most amazing lessons, that I literally can't believe that like I get to do this. I end up becoming for a lot of my folks, my clients, I become like one of their most trusted confidants. And I do not take that responsibility lightly, you know?
Yeah.
Um, some of these folks, they tell me things that they haven't mentioned to anybody in 20 years, 30 years. Some stuff their brother doesn't even know, their mom might not even know. It's because it happened and then it was uncomfortable to talk about and they suppressed it and buried it deep and it just went in the cage and stayed there. And that's okay. A lot of us do that. It just helps us move on with life. You put in a box and you don't look at the box until somebody makes you, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes that person is me. I don't know. I don't know. And so here, they heal, but then it very much does help me and my family a lot too, because when I reflect on some of my things and I process it and I deal with it, now all of a sudden I go back out of this room, this bat cave,
Mm-hmm.
my room slash office,
Sure.
and I go out there and I be a better husband, to my wife. I go out there with a little bit more energy and clearer mind and softer heart for my sons.
Yeah.
Um, I go play outside with them a little lighter,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
and so I didn't think that having this type of business would make me stronger in those aspects. That's not what I thought I was signing up for. Just like a lot of people don't realize that they go on a healing journey when they're working on their memoir.
Right.
They don't think that that's what they're signing up for, but here we are, right?
That's not who
So,
they would probably hire with the intention of healing by any means. They wouldn't think, I
sure.
really need to heal through this thing and let me hire Brian to be a ghostwriter.
Right, right,
But it's a side effect.
right.
Um, and I
And
don't,
I've heard that a lot from a lot of my clients. It's like, man, you
yeah,
helped me process this, or I didn't realize I was dealing with this stuff from a boss from 6 years ago. I was still holding
right.
on to. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm like, sorry, no, no, no. Go out there and be better.
Yeah,
Now you're a better version.
yeah.
Nothing to be sorry about.
Now your book is not only helping you heal, but it could help someone else heal. And that's really special.
And it
Um,
will.
I
Yeah.
think that, you mentioned that people feel like, oh, the words won't sound like me. I don't have
Yeah.
enough things to say. That when I came to you, I had very little idea of what I wanted it to look like.
Yep.
Months later, I came back and said, here's an outline.
Yep.
Now I know exactly what I want it to look like.
Yep.
And every single chapter that was put together and edited, you sent to me. Maybe I'm neurotic. And then I would send you, this is what my custom GPT says we should fix. And you would. And there would be no like, you're being a little much. It was
Nope.
absolutely done.
Yep.
So it can be that easy. And so I really, I encourage everyone that maybe just thinks, I don't really know what I want it to be, but I have an idea, to
Yep.
reach out to you, and just get on the phone. Because I promise, even if they just have a phone call and it's a 30-minute phone call and they still don't know, it will be worth their time to have a call with you.
Yeah.
So you have a lot going on. Tell me what we can look forward to. You soft launched your book, so
hmm
what can we look forward to you in the next few months?
Man, so there's a lot of amazing things happening in the business. We're very excited about it. Obviously, the book, The Unchosen One, that's going to be coming out. I'm targeting. I was going to do like a late fall launch, but now I'm thinking November 21st. That's our birthdays,
Yeah.
and so I was like, man, wouldn't it be?
Are you
I
gonna
listen when you talk.
is your book?
I listen when you talk. November 21st for Scorpios. So I was like, why don't I launch the book on my birthday? That's obviously a special day to me, right? Um, Hintity hint hint.
Yeah.
And so and so pick up the book. It's going to be amazing. It chronicles a lot of my, again, culture, upbringing,
Mm-hmm.
how I became this current version of myself. Obviously, my entrepreneurial journey, things that I've done in my business to find my morsel of success, my version of it, and why I just freaking love the work so much. We have a really cool joint workshop that we're doing October 3rd. Me and one of my other clients, Craig, we're going to be coaching people on some sales stuff, sales training.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing some of his conscious coaching that he does in his business. So showing people more about how to raise their level of consciousness, raise their level of awareness, make
Cool.
better decisions in their personal life, their business life, etc. So they can have more of that better like work-life balance.
Yeah.
That's going to be right here in the Raleigh area. We're going to find a really cool venue and do it together
In person?
um, in person because I'm an in-person person.
Yes, you are. You are an in-person person, and I can appreciate that about you.
Yeah, no, it's the way I used to be before all this COVID stuff.
Yeah.
I'm in the room, man. I'm there with my people. I'm
You're
making
out in the
friends.
world. Yes.
Yeah, I want to be in there. I want to be in the scariness, and the fun. And so, yeah, we're doing that. We're also launching our first anthology of targeting a late fall, early November launch for that. That'll be revolving around the moment that changed everything.
Mm.
The moment that changed everything. So I'll have some really cool co-authors in there. P.S. If you'd like to be in there, Ash, we can have a conversation offline. Obviously, we can pull some stuff from your book and just kind of repurpose it there. But yeah, so many things.
You have a lot going on. You make sure you send me all these links so I can put them in the show notes, for
Done.
anyone that's in the Raleigh area or anyone that wants to join some of your workshops.
Yeah.
I don't want to underestimate that, you guys have a lot to offer. I've only dove into the ghostwriting side. So anyone that's like, I don't really have a book, like there's definitely something in the Brian business for you.
In my ecosystem. Yeah. hmm
Yes, yes, there is a lot going on for a new, seasoned, old entrepreneur. There's Definitely something for everyone. What is the best way for people to get started? Do they just go to your
With
website?
Yeah, oh my gosh, just check out my website. Yeah, you can fill out the contact form there. You can learn more about some of the, we do so much, but you can learn some more about like the core services and core offerings we have. And then again, happy to do a call with anyone that'd like to learn more about maybe some of the consulting we do or the publishing, the ghostwriting, etc. Some of these workshops, and you can speak to me directly. I'm an open book. I'm transparent. I like meeting people. So, you come on it. Yeah, all right.
Oh, it's all
Uh,
good. I love
I'm an open book. Yeah. So, you
it.
come on in, man. Check out my website. It does a good job, I think, of highlighting some of the really cool things we do in the ecosystem. Mm.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for hopping on today and letting me
Yeah.
take some of your time. I know it's so valuable. And I look
Yours too.
forward to our birthday book.
Hello.
Hey, the
Thanks for
unchosen.
having me. Thanks.
In that just a second.